Hello adventurers and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to Odysea outside of the Phoenix area. I'm super excited. This is going to be so fun. It's one of two aquariums here. The other one is a sea life aquarium, which I'm also considering going to, but for today this is going to be epic. Let's go. Okay guys, we made it upstairs and let's go over a few things before we start exploring. It's a little loud in here, so I may limit the commentary that I have, but we'll talk about a few things along the way just the same. Now, tickets actually have two price tiers. The regular all-day ticket, which is $44 for an adult, or after 4:30, you get your ticket for $31. Now there are some places that you can get some discounts, and also there's a thing called a ticket bundle, where if you're doing more than one attraction at this location, you can get a little bit of a discount based on how many attractions you're doing. With that said, let's go. Now this is a super cool way to start off. They actually have an audio tour, and you can come to the various points. When you see the ear, you can listen to that stop, and this starts us off right here with the journey of a single drop of water, and how it actually benefits all of the different places that we'll see the fish and different things from today. Now as we move about, there's going to be lots of educational stops, so I'm going to try to share some of those, but again, this is kind of a loud experience, so I don't want to overwhelm you with the sound of all of the noises. I want you to see the beauty of the spectacular, amazing aquariums and the attention to detail that they have here. This place is highly rated, way on up there in the things to do in Phoenix. So with that said, let's go explore. Now along the way as we go, there's going to be various signs and placards to tell us a little bit more about some of the things that we're seeing. I really like how that they have broken this down. Not only does it tell you what they are and their scientific name, but it also tells you where they can be found, what they eat, their habitat, the range for which they travel, and then also the overall size. Then you can have a graphic so you can go and find this one in the individual enclosure, which is super cool. But this is something that I hadn't seen before. This gives you a scale of how close to extinction that they actually are. And I think that that's very important when we come to sites like this. And this is going to be a lot of information, so I'm going to leave some of this for you guys, but just know that this is also a stop on the audio tour. Of course, with educational stops like this, I do like to cover a few of the bullet points. For example, in this display right here, you learn that there's over 90,000 overall miles of waterways here in Arizona alone. And it talks a little bit more about the conservation, the cleanup efforts, and things like that that are all very important and really factor in the overall life cycle for many of the creatures that we're going to see here from this region. So I think it's really important for you to pay attention to these. They have some great interactions, as you can see, with the little touch panels. But yeah, that's just the beginning. This is all within the first hall. There's the turtles right over there. Now again, very similar to what we saw earlier with the turtles, they have these screens that tell you a little bit more about the American river fish. And in here they also have some super fun facts, like the bluegill is one of the most popular sport fish in the United States, and you can find it in almost every state. But the fun facts just keep on going for each and every piece of the enclosure, from the plants to the animals and everything in between. Now, in addition to the Arizona fish, we learn a little bit more about the Arizona Game and Fish, which has a mission of conserving Arizona's diverse wildlife resources. And here we learn a little bit more about how they protect and also take care of things. But they also have some information on here about a fish hatchery in Arizona. Now this corner questions, why are crocodiles always smiling? And it shows you a bunch of different examples, but it also talks about how different is beautiful and highlights this rare American alligator that was actually born white. Okay guys, this is the state fish of Arizona. Now the great thing about some of these aquariums in the tanks that you're going to see is that you can see a diverse group of animals from different areas. So like we're looking at the Mississippi River monsters right now. So this is what we could encounter if we were going around in the Mississippi. And here you can see how they've got their mouths open and they're scooping things to eat in the water. It's so fascinating. Okay guys, I turned the corner and I found this clouded archer fish, and it's kind of fascinating. You see what it's doing? It's spitting to hit the bugs to knock them down so it can have some food. That is cool. Oh my gosh guys, that was the most active I have ever seen a monitor be while I'm at an aquarium. And he just kind of was a little sliding over, got under the water, got nice and comfortable, and then kind of went to sleep. But at the same time, wow, that was super cool. Now in this enclosure they have a sloth, and they actually have an interaction that you can do with the sloths as well as the penguins, and I believe the otters also. So right in here he's actually taking a nap right now, but he's so cute. Look at this. In fact, this is Squidney, and Squidney is a female two-toed sloth who enjoys bananas, broccoli, and cuddling with her stuffed animals. There's one of the stuffed animals right there, and then she's just lounging in her little hammock right here. Oh, these are beautiful. These are the Bozeman rainbow fish, and they are gorgeous. In fact, they also have a few other animal ambassadors here, including macaws, cockatoos, toucans, parrots. Now inside here is actually a touch tank, so you can wash your hands and then be able to feel like a sea urchin or a starfish or some other cool stuff. And they have a really nice way of kind of like moving people through here so you stay in a line, but you can also have a little bit of space. It's really, really cool. I like it. You never know what you're gonna find at a place, and right here we find an autographed photo of Betty White. That's so awesome. So sadly the penguins are just kind of hanging out. However, there was a person from the aquarium who went into the enclosure, so I'm optimistic we'll be able to see them kind of moving. I'm not sure though. It is kind of a weird time of day, so it's a little bit later in the afternoon, and sometimes that means that things are chilling a little bit more. It is what it is, but they do have some cool stuff here, and it does make it a little bit different of a perspective to be able to see above and below in a lot of these aquariums. And here they have a very nice penguin enclosure, definitely. But in addition, we learn a lot more about the penguins themselves, including molting 101, and then also some of the different things that make it be able to be super, so to speak. It has superpowers of the African penguins, which include their stealth ability and also their streamlined shape. Should we do it? Should we crouch low and go slow into the hole? I think we should. Well guys, I went into the bubble and I can see them a little bit better. I can definitely see if they were active. This would be a super cool place. There's also some lower holes that you can see into the water. Super cool. My bag is too tall for the crouch low, go slow. That was really fun though. And then just outside of that, of course, we can see all the different kinds of penguins and then also how big they are. So the emperor penguin being the largest, up at 4 feet, then the king, then the gentoo, then this little guy, which is so cute. And then as we keep going, we just learn more and more and more until we get to the little blue, who is only 1 foot 1 inch tall. Now just past the penguins is the discovery desk. If you want to do any of the special encounters, you can sign up here. You can also ask about that at the main ticket booth whenever you're signing up for your regular tickets. We love a good brain wrinkle. It says here we have mixed over 300 tons of salt to create saltwater environments. And since opening, our life support team has installed over 2.5 miles of additional piping with over 1,000 fittings and valves to enhance the exhibits. Cool. Now this stop is stop number 38 on the audio tour, and I think it's very important to realize that they have a lot of animal health things going on here. And so here you can learn about the 3 key areas of focus, including medical, laboratory diagnostics, and also water quality. But then you can see some of the people as they're assisting the animals with various things to keep them nice and healthy. A lot of times whenever we find an aquarium or a zoo, we find animals that have been mistreated in some way, shape, or form. So seeing how that they are taken care of and regarded at a place like this is super important. Okay guys, we came down and we're in the lower level now, and this is where we're gonna find the sharks, but also some of the other encounters. And as soon as we got off the escalator, we turned to the right and wow. Behind me is one of my favorite things to see at the aquarium, the jellyfish. Now they change the light above them and it really like picks up through them swimming. It makes these beautiful patterns. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay guys, inside this tank we have something called the upside down jellyfish, which I don't think I've seen before, but they're super cool. Let's get closer. But this, guys, is what I've been looking forward to. This is the world's only rotating ocean adventure, according to this. I'm very interested in this. Now another thing that I wanted to bring to your attention is this part. It actually talks about the human impact on sea turtles, and then also how different parts of that aspect actually affect the creatures in the sea. So not only are boat strikes bad for the turtles, but also fishing, but then pollution is a major problem not only for sea turtles, but other sea creatures as well. Now, as is the case with a lot of sea turtles that we find at aquariums, they've been harmed in some way, shape, or form by humans, and this guy is not an exception. It looks like his little back legs don't work anymore. Remember guys, we have to be part of the solution instead of the problem, and sometimes just being an advocate for those who can't use their voices is important, and that's why places like this are so important. So I enjoy being able to come here, but I also enjoy the education that comes from learning about these beautiful, amazing things. Now we're about to finally go inside of this section, and this is included in your ticket already. So this is the first and only of its kind, so this should be very interesting.
Is a wonderful ambassador for the world's endangered green sea turtle population. Hello, Odyssey Voyagers, and welcome to the first exhibit on your journey. My name is Cassie and Smart. She's very fond of scuba divers, and we swim with her often. It's made it very easy for us to build a close relationship with her.
They have a type of protective camouflage known as counter shading, in which their top side is darker than their underside. Weight style that relies on strategy rather than speed. Groupers are suction feeders.
Hi everyone. Jess here again. I really hope you've enjoyed meeting some of our animal care specialists and learning all about the animals within our Odyssey Voyager exhibit.
Our groupers can make a low-pitched, reverberating boom that sounds and feels kind of like a bass drum.
I'm care manager, and I get the pleasure every day of taking care of these playful California sea lions. Always making noises when interacting with us or each other.
Welcome to our Shark Waters exhibit, the largest exhibit at Odysea Aquarium. Now this iconic exhibit is home to many beautiful species of sharks. Let me point out a couple and see if you can spot them.
Okay guys, so now that we have completed this experience, it was super cool. So you come in, you sit down in this area, and then as you are sitting here, this entire room moves. And you can see on the ground, this is where it moves from, and it takes you through 4 different aquarium scenes and tells you about the different animals inside. That's really cool. But then as we leave, it tells us a little bit more about all of the different animals that we saw inside of the enclosure, and also addresses some of the things that we saw. Now this is absolutely super sad. There's this one sea turtle in there that's massive, and it has something called bubble butt. And bubble butt is a condition that's seen in sea turtles that stems from trauma or infection. In this particular one's case, it looked as though it couldn't use its back legs at all, but it was still moving around and having a really great life. And so I think that that's why places like this are important. We learn about taking care of these animals, and also that they're magnificent, but then we also learn about the real impact that people have on them, and I think that that's super important. Well guys, I don't think that I am a hawksbill turtle. I'm much taller than that. I'm actually taller than the green sea turtle also, so you know, it is what it is. Now, I'm not quite as tall as a loggerhead, so I'm somewhere in between, but there's no turtles, so I am the bunny turtle. Now the cool thing is, after you finish up with that, you come out and you can actually see each one of the tanks as you're kind of walking around also, which is really neat. And it gives you a different perspective than you had when you were seated. So you can take the knowledge that you learned and then implement it directly into the tanks that you're seeing again, along with the other facts, which there's some cool ones here. Like this wall right here, which is actually the shark evolution, and it tells you about all the different kinds of sharks that have lived throughout time and how they've adapted and why we have the current sharks that we have today, and then also what some of the things that might be of interest to us would be about each one of those. Okay guys, that's it for the downstairs area. We came back upstairs and now it's time for us to find a patch, and I'll show you what this complex looks like. I'm super excited because we have some other things that we want to do here, but for now, we're gonna exit through the gift shop. As you can see guys, there's tons of stuff here, but there's a few other things that I do want to show you before we head out. Like, what is that? What is that? That's definitely going to have to be on a future video, I'm pretty sure. Oh, you know, just a massive, huge tire, but it kind of makes sense because there's a Ripley's here. In fact, there's a candy store, there's something called the Ice Bar, there's all sorts of cool stuff here. And it looks like Bigfoot's been here, but then again though, that could just be Brock. Brock! Is it you? Did you leave the footprints up here? Yep, I think he's the culprit. In fact, there's so many cool things here, so I think we're gonna have to come back for another video at another location. But for the time being, remember guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. And the Odysea Aquarium was definitely that. That rotating exhibit was the only one of its kind. I've never seen anything quite like that. It was super awesome, and I'm happy you guys were able to come along with me. Until next time guys, bye!